Good morning. Good morning. Ooh, love my sniffy sniffs. Hi, my Italian lover. Not really my Italian lover, but you know, I don't know. It just came out that way. Hi, Steven. How are you? Happy Saturday. It's raining here. It's not happy. Today there's no sun. It's raining. Bleh. Bleh. Hi, Lead Dog. I'm hanging in there. My pain level. Should we do a pain level assessment every morning before we get on? Because I know some of you are also in pain. So just so everybody, Bonnie, you look so special with that red badge, you know. Happy Saturday, Brian. You are not napping because Brian is tapping. I appreciate you. Hey, hi Beth. Hi Deborah. Hi Amy. Okay, let's reiterate, you guys. The trolls are after me. So every day my TikTok goes down. So if you want to see the rest of my show, go on YouTube. So my 4th account I don't get back till May 2nd, which is next week. So it's going to happen again because I have some vengeful and hateful people out there. So make sure you follow me on YouTube because I'm going to be done. If this goes down, I'm going to be done till next week. So you'll find me over on the YouTube. So, because it's pain level 8. Okay, that should be more than an 8. I'm at about a 6.5 right now. My neck, 6.5. You don't have any rain in San Francisco? Well, it's all here. Maybe that's why. Hi, Juan, how are you? Hi, Lisa. So remember, if my live goes down, it's because I'm out and you won't see me till next week. But I'll keep coming on. I know. Well, you can see my videos. You just won't see my lovely, beautiful face on live. I'll only be on YouTube. So you gotta protect the channel. How do you do that? I don't know. Because TikTok just, you know, is not helpful in those ways. So 7, all right. 7. I'm a 6.5. Maybe a little bit more, you know. Hi Janet, hi my friends that came on YouTube. I was just telling everybody because remember they got me taken down. We were talking about penises yesterday and they got me for bullying and harassment. I guess maybe I was bullying and harassing the peen, you know. So I've got, who knows who hates me, but a lot of people don't like me. So they can just sit there and have their way, take it away from you guys. And that's why I'm just saying, make sure you follow on YouTube. Because I'm on YouTube every day. I never get taken down on YouTube. You know why? Because they make it harder for people to take you down. I believe the pain. Yeah, I know. I'm such a horrible person. Hi, Declan. How are you? Today, my complete Bachelor of Science Zoology department. You completed? Good for you. You fell? Jeez Louise, you guys. No falling. So I know. Brian, I'm on live. Yes, I'm on both right now. I'm on live and I'm on YouTube and you guys. But it's gonna go down. It always does. So lately, there's more people who, I guess, whatever. Thanks, BFC. So yeah, so if you wanna find me now before it goes down. I just got him off. I'm gonna keep, I'm not quitting streaming on YouTube. Hell no. I'm saying TikTok. My lives go down every day because people are fucking cowards. People are fucking cowards. My live on TikTok. So that's why I'm always saying, find me. You can always find me on YouTube. They do, Jackie? Hi, Robbie. Oh, Jesus. What is going on? Sorry, I'm having a mod over here. Anyhow. Okay. Hi guys, how are you? Happy Saturday. It's raining here. I did not get my flowers once again. No. Life was so busy yesterday. I had, hey, from now on, anybody who says BBC is getting blocked. So if you don't want to be blocked, stop saying it. Block. Who else? Who else? So anyway, no, yeah, you came in the middle of what you were saying. Hold on, I'm having a mod over here. I don't know what the fuck people are doing here. Hello from Sweden, how are ya? Oh, you did in Wisconsin? Yes, so I haven't been able to tackle. I did buy, Dan picked up Dos Coyotes last night. Thank you to everybody who contributed to the meal train. It was greatly appreciated. So much, we earned a little bit over $200 from people donating. It helped. Actually, I used the last bit of it last night at Dos Coyotes. So I do have a subscriber. Yes, Tammy, on YouTube. So I used the last little bit of it for Dos Coyotes last night. We were so tired. I mean, we left the house at 2 and we got home at 5:30. So 3.5 hours. So I went literally from lunch with Jennifer, picked Dan and Ed up, and then we were at the hospital. I mean, the doctor's office. So let me explain to you what happened with Ed. Okay. 200 flower. Oh my God. So I did pick up a couple of tomato plants and stuff when there's a grocery outlet, and I picked up chives, some rosemary, and 3 tomato plants, and some stuff. So I still want to get, I need to go to Costco. I need to go to Lowe's to pick up some more flowers. So I don't know what's on my agenda today, but I want to do this stupid wheelbarrow. I've been saying that for over a week, and I just haven't been able to do it because I can't get out. Golly. Anyway, so let me give you the skinny on it. So now everybody doesn't have to bitch, right? I don't want to hear bitching about the cath needs to come out, you know, all that fucking bullshit, because the cath can't come out because he will die because he can't pee. We did a pee test yesterday. Can't pee, nothing, not even a drop, right? So he should have been on medication for his prostate. He should have been on medication for his prostate. They didn't do it in the hospital, knowing that this was a problem. Things get missed, right? So we're starting him on medication, and he has to have the catheter in for 1 more month to allow the medication to simmer things down, right? At that point, if it doesn't happen, we'll go to the next phase. But he would die, right, if we took that catheter out. So everybody who thinks they know about the catheter, please, you don't, because you don't know the underlying conditions. Also, I was gonna say something else. I forgot. Catheter, we have it for 1 more month. Oh, guess what? He didn't have a UTI after all. So that's another biggest surprise. So the last, I don't know, Beth. I mean, they knew it in the hospital. They knew it in the hospital. That's why I did get extra bags. I did. I came home with extra bags. So he didn't also have a UTI. Did we tell you that? So the last 2 times we thought he had a UTI, the bacteria never grew. So we don't know what the hell it is, right? So the blood they think is from urologist, right? So the blood they think is from him tugging on the cath, ripping the fibers inside the peen. So the last 2 times we thought he had it, 2 days later, the Petri showed nothing. Weirdly enough, right, he perks up after the antibiotic, which doesn't make any sense. But the urologist also said it's also an anti-inflammatory, right? So it could give him an extra pep in his step, or else there's something we are missing, right? Something we are missing. So yeah, no UTI again. And so Dan was like, I'm so perplexed because the lethargy, everything else that comes with that thing. No, nothing. Nope, nothing. So they treat it. So Dan's like, well, then why the hell would they say it's probably, because you're in an ER. They're going to just assume that's what it is, treat them, and then blah. So I don't know. Yes. So Freaky Cat, we don't even know if he's going to. So no, it's probably a something, right? Took care of something, the smell. So my friend Caroline did some research. She goes, Danielle, when you were talking about the smell, there is a smell. Well, it can be due to different things in the catheter, your urethra, the bags, everything. So anyhow, yeah, weird. Did they look for kidney stones? He did when he was in the hospital, they did an ultrasound or their CT scan. So nothing is showing anything that's alarming. So yes. So what's really weird too is when they put yes, Lisa, when they put the way catheter was placed, it went. So what I'm thinking is he was tugging on his bag a lot the other day when he went in, so there was blood in the urine, and there was more after they placed it back in, right, at the hospital, which was also weird. Why did they make him bleed that bad? This lady whipped it in, whipped it out, no blood. So I don't know, you guys, but he had that smell. He had that smell. He still had that smell. It's not feces, it's something else. Like they kept saying, it's feces. I'm like, that's not a feces smell. That's something else. So I don't know. So we'll see if he has that smell again. But yep, no infection. None. Last 2 times, no infection. So what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I mean, everything's fine. Everything's glory. He's peeing. There's no blood in it. So the surgery, taking it in, yeah, and it was a lot though. California Vic, it was just pure blood. So we don't even know if he's a candidate for the prostate thing, right? He's 93. They go under anesthesia again. So we're gonna see if the meds work to shrink the prostate and go from there. At this point, you guys, we gotta take it day by day because we gotta get him, we just gotta figure it out, right? And take one step at a time. He should have been on meds when he came home for his prostate. They knew that. They knew it was enlarged. They knew he couldn't pee before he left. And they didn't put him on meds. So one day at a time. Yeah. So, yes, you're welcome, Laura, because I know everybody's like freaking out. So again, thanks, Jack. He has had no infections. The only confirmed UTI he has had was 3 months ago before the fall. So he's fine. I'm gonna leave the night bag on for a couple days, just let him heal, and we'll start putting the leg bag on later. Yeah, I know. He's 93. What? Dan, I had a good thing I went yesterday. So I was like, Dan, you're not listening to her. You need to listen to what she's saying. She doesn't have the answers, but what she's telling you, listen, take her advice. So now our biggest issue there's 2 price set medicines. Flomax is the original one, and then there's another one, I forgot. But it can't. The other one, which we could have started on him immediately, takes 3 to 6 months for any effects, if anything, right? Flomax, he can't get on right now because she has to talk to his cardiologist. So he's on doza something, Jack. Doza something, which is for his blood pressure. So Flomax has a history of bottoming him out, especially in older people. So, whether we take him off the dose or whatever, keep him on Flomax, it'll help, right? Yes, so she thinks the incessant need to pee is the bladder spasm. The bladder spasm. She said Foley casts just have a tendency to irritate, and if the bladder's full, you know, it just adds more shit. So, no, kidneys are fine. Hi, Marty. So we have to wait for the cardiologist to get back to us. So in the meantime, we're upping his dosacycline or whatever it is, because we can also do that. It's an anti-androgen or something that affects the testosterone, so it can slim down that prostate, something like that. You guys, I'm not medical trained, so I was trying to take it all in. So the nurse said, I'll do whatever you want, but this is not gonna happen. Dan wanted to see that, so he did it, and it runs the risk, right, of infection, because we changed the cath 2 days in a row. So anyhow, it's just trying to figure it out. So I finally had to step in and say, no, this is what we're gonna do. Talk to the cardiologist. We'll go up on the dosacycline or whatever it is. I'll add another pill. Once you get confirmation from Dr. Wong, then we'll do whatever he says. We'll see you in a month. Know this 2-3 week shit. We'll see you in a month and allow his body to hopefully calm down with the medicine. Period. Shit. So, yeah, so we need to hear from the cardio, because we don't need him bottoming out with his blood pressure either. So, no. So, yeah, I'm not gonna give him anything. He's on so many meds right now, Freaky Cat. I wouldn't even want to add any homeopathic shit, right? I don't, at this point, at 93, I'm not going to do anything that the doctors don't recommend. It's not worth it, right? And I don't want to be the one to do it and then something bad happen. So no, whatever the doctors say, we believe in the science behind it, and I just don't want to add any more things. I do, yeah. So dosacycline, yeah, it's for his blood pressure. So we've upped that from 1 milligram to 2. Apparently it helps with the blocking of the androgen that enlarges the testosterone. I don't know. Something, I was trying to listen to it, but good thing I was there. My fucking husband is psycho, you know? He's like, okay, what if we try the meds for 2 weeks? We come back and do a pee test. And how many times is she gonna say, I don't advise that, right? Lordly. I'm like, Dan, stop. Let's do what's best and recommended. Anyhow, I think it's dosa something, but it's for his blood pressure. So, yeah. So, anywho, it is what it is. He's eating, he's napping at the table. He's waking up, drinking his coffee, reading his cup. We had him walk this morning. Dan was gonna have him, you know, normally we get him up. No, it's not. It's a dose of something. Dose of cytocline, or it's for his blood pressure. So, so she was gonna put him, husband is a lawyer and she's begging for money. I'm talking about Ed's Medical. How am I begging for money? So normally we get him up and we put, oh, by the way, I went crazy on Facebook last night and this morning. I started just blocking fucking the old sig faces. Anyway, so I upped that and we're gonna see, but we made him walk. Dan was like, okay, Dad, we're gonna get you up and we're gonna put you in the wheelchair. I said, no, have him get up, use the walker. Let's walk him to the fucking table, right? So he's like, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, Lord. I mean, what? So we got him up. He walked to the Palmol, yeah, the PCs, Tracy. We'll just call them the PCs. That's our code. So Daza, yes. Daza, yes. Whatever nurse said. Dosacin, yes. Ed was a podiatrist. Anyway, he walked. He did good. It was a far walk, so we're gonna keep him moving and grooving. So yeah, it's a freaky cat. It's so hard. You want to do the best for him. He's also 93. We have to anticipate that there's other things going on, right? Age related that we're unaware of. So yes, I showed him pictures of my friend. She made it to 98. Oh, it's a long time. It's a long time. So we're trying, you know, and good thing I went. I'm now Mark. Mark has been relegated to, you know, helping his mom and or not being involved. So I am now Mark's place. So when he goes to a doctor now, I have to do it. So you need to watch your fucking language. Jenny, you need to mind your fucking manners. How about that? Yeah, you're coming on my page telling me what I need to do. Girl, I don't think I even cussed until you brought it up. Shit. He is so stressed. Yeah. I'm glad, actually, Jack, as inconvenient as it was for me, because I really had plans. I wanted to get back out to the flower store and do my shit. I hear it. I see it, I hear it, I understand it. I take it in a lot better than Dan. And so if you have Dan and Mark there, Lord, I mean, let me not get into that. So anyway, so it's gross. It's gross here, Sades. Yes, I asked more questions. I gave some input of some other things. So he doesn't listen, and he didn't. I'm like, Dan, you're not listening to her. You're not listening to what she's saying. I know you're frustrated about the catheter, but for fuck's sake. She tend to talk to me for that, because it's like he has a UTI. Well, no, I'm telling you, he doesn't, based on the labs. Well, you're looking at the other one. She's like, no, this was 2 days ago. No, you're looking at the other one. I'm like, Dan, she just said it was the one from 2 days ago. For fuck's sake. The last thing, and I opened it up several times. Yeah, Nancy, they do that. So he doesn't, and then he calls Dave, and that's fucking a shit show. And Dave's like, well, they're idiots. Dave's the doctor. They don't know. Now, Dave's an anesthesiologist, pain specialist, right? So he's not a professional of all things. So then he's arguing with Dan. He just needs that surgery. Okay, well, Dave, that's not an option. Well, they're fucking idiots. Okay, well, why are we calling Dave? He's not a urologist. For fuck's sake. It's like when he called Dave about Andrew's kidneys. He gave us the wrong information, right? So Dan's arguing with the nephrologist because of what Dave's saying, and I'm pissed because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Turns out Dave was wrong. He was looking at adult numbers, right? So I'm like, that's why. Take a fucking lesson and fucking stop with everything. So anyway, yeah, I know. So Lord have mercy. I came home and I poured the biggest glass of wine. Between that, I had 2 big glasses, for fuck's sake. I was so stressed with the way his neurotic driving. And then we were in traffic because of the time it was traffic. He was pissed off about the cath. He was so irritated that his driving goes crazy, right? I'm in the back seat. I get fucking sick going there. I get sick coming, It's crazy. And so I got home, turned my Zoomies on, and I was like, I'll probably drink this whole bottle tonight. I swear to living God, I didn't. But I had 2 big fucking glasses. I sucked that down. I mean, I couldn't even sip them. Between Dan, the stress of Ed, and Dan, and everybody else who thinks they know better, I was done. I get car sick. I don't vomit, but when I'm in the back of the car, I get these really bad headaches. I start feeling really tired, and just really like not well. Yeah, so it takes, I know, I almost did. Hi Guax, how are ya? So, before 9, good job girl. So I just get, and it takes me a while to come up, and I feel nauseous. I feel really nauseous. That's a perimenopausal thing too. It's been happening for the last like couple of years. And he doesn't drive, like he drives neurotic. And I'm like, you can't do that because he's pissed, right? Because there's traffic out and everybody on the road's a fucking idiot. So y'all, you don't understand. 3 hours with both of those people is enough in a car, in an office building. Y'all need to understand that. Have some sympathy. Yeah, but I'm in the front seat. I was fine. Yeah. I'm in Sacramento. Zofran. I stole some Zofran from my friend, Amy. Yeah. So anyway, that's the update of Ed. No UTIs. Just probably him tugging on the catheter and him being 93 with the lethargy, right? I need flowers, but Tracy, it's raining. You guys I've been talking about my flowers and doing my wheelbarrow. I haven't been able to get there all week. So yeah, I like literally, I'm so perturbed with my, like he's like, it's a new day, right? It's a new day for him. It was a new hour when he got home and had his first beer, right? I was still like this, drinking my second glass going, I don't fucking know. And then I ate a gummy. And once the gummy kicked in, everything kind of settled. But shit balls. It was a day. It was a day. It was a fucking day. So last night I was like, and this guy, tonight's date night. We get the caregiver. New week starts this week. So 4 to 8. 4 to 8 today. I don't even want to go to dinner with him. Can we do our separate things? Can he do something and I'll do something separately? Because to me, that's more of a treat. Shit. Yeah, Ed's freeballing. I also found out over the course of this catheter that if we have his undergarments on, it agitates his peen and the calf, and he doesn't sleep well. So he just freeballs it, yeah. And then we take the risk for the poop. Yeah, I've thrown many pants out so far. 2, 1 pair of shorts and 1 pair of pants. So I need to buy some shorts, remind me. Yes, I have, so I'm gonna see how my day goes. I need to get to Costco too. Coda needs her medicine. You guys, like, I can't get, it's like every day there's something that pulls me away from the shit I need to do. Did I know Ed from before dementia? I've known Ed since I was 5. Yeah, since I was 5. Freeballs it. He's gonna not want his underpants on after the fact, right? He's gonna be like, no, this feels weird. He's hanging, he's swaying, and he's slapping. So, yeah. And I think he's really comfortable that way. So when the calf comes out, obviously he's gonna need them, right? Yeah, that they need me, Amy, but at what expense? My soul. Costco, I know. He seems like he was a nice man. Who? Who you talking about, kitty cat? Okay, no. Ed was a difficult man. He was a very difficult man. He was extremely difficult. I hated him. I literally hated him up until 2 years ago. And I have been caring for him for 4. So you do the math. It was very difficult. It was very difficult, yeah. So for those of you that don't know, old news, my mom and Ed were married. So yeah, there's the skinny on that, if you didn't know. So I've been with him ever since I was 5. I think they met like when I was 4. We started spending the night when I was 5. They didn't marry till years later, but yeah. What? Shit. Really? Yeah, really. So I've been around Ed forever. Yeah, I've been around Ed forever. You can tell Ed was difficult. You can, right? If you really pay attention to some of the more, some of the more contentious film that I show, you can tell he's very controlling. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah, you can see it. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, I get what you mean. I was wondering where that came from. Didn't mean he didn't love people, right? It didn't mean he didn't love me or his kids. He just had his own way of doing it. He had his own way of, thinking he was the boss, right? Yeah, so anyhow, it is what it is. No, I mean, podiatrist, I don't know. Just chill. Mr. Ed soaks up everyone's emotion. Don't come in here and tell me what to do with a family member that I'm taking care of. Are you kidding me? You need to suck it up. And you need to not come on here and tell somebody how to handle their situation. Because you must be perfect, right? Everybody who comes in here and says you need to just fucking chill out. Mr. Ed soaks up all the fucking, emotions. Well, no shit. But I'm human, right? I'm human and I'm dealing with two very difficult people. So you just chill and get the fuck out. Oh, I see you're gone. Yeah. My husband is very difficult at times. So a new funny. Lisa, you're full of hate, honey, because that's what you choose to see. Do you think somebody who hates a man would take care of him for 4 fucking years? Lisa, come on, open your fucking eyes. And then they come back with that. Oh, you act like you hate him. How does somebody act like they hate somebody for 4 years? What if I hated him, do you think he would be in my fucking house? I was the one who was the deciding factor on whether or not we kept Ed, right? I did it, but I'm the hateful one. Okay. No, you're the hateful one for being hateful and seeing ugly. That's ugly. Fix yourself. Yeah, our emotions are important too. So y'all can kiss my ass. Anybody else want to be blocked right now? Let's do it. Let's get it over with now. He was my stepfather, for fuck's sake. If anybody has any sort of has something to say or how to treat him, I've lived with him longer than most of his kids have lived with him. I lived with that man longer than Dan. All you guys who support Dan and say, oh, Dan is so great with his dad. She's just the daughter-in-law. I'm a stepdaughter too. I lived with him longer than Dan did. Now what? Now what are you going to say? I mean, you guys think you have all the answers and you're ignorant because you don't, You don't. I've lived with that man, dealt with his later years of life, and let me tell you, it was more complicated than any of his kids saw at the beginning of theirs. Anyway. Cheers. How many times was Ed married? 2. Joanne, who divorced him after 30 years, and my mom, who died before she could. Anyway. What now? Anybody else? Let's do it all right now. Let's get it over with. I'm on fire now, baby. He's a better man with dementia. Yeah, he is. He's sweet. He's caring. He's empathetic. He is concerned about my well-being. Those weren't traits. He had those traits, right? But they were just inside of him at the time. Like, he's never been mean. He's never been abusive. Maybe verbally. Facts. Now, don't be going and texting back. Nan! Danielle said your dad was verbally abusive. Yes, he was in my phase of life to my mother. Okay? So I have a right to talk about that. Period. He was a difficult man. He still loved, right? His family was still number one. It was just a different. So it was just different. He just had it all inside. And the way he showed his love is fucking flawed and horrible, right? Yeah, that's the story. So I had to give all that up to take care of him. I had to let things go. It took me 2 years out of the 4 to really work on myself, to let it go. And now I love the man. And I'm his biggest protector in this whole family. I am his biggest protector. So go fear, but I'm full of hate. Yes, I guess. I guess that just exudes from me is hate. Anybody who says quit cussing mods, you can get rid of them too. I'm done with people. I went on a heyday. I started blocking women, the fucking Pall Mall faces. I got rid of probably 10 between this morning and last night. Eventually, you know, I get rid of them when they keep coming back. They just keep coming back like fucking gnats, you know, on shit. So I started blocking. One lady's like, oh my God, your hair's falling out because of all the wine you drink and the hats you wear all day. And then somebody went in and said, yeah, and the drugs. Gone, Pall Mall faces. And you bet you believe it, I looked on their profile pictures, and the nerve of those bitches, the nerve of them to critique me. Maybe if you had some wine, you'd feel better about yourself. So I have been blocking. I have been just getting rid of the ugly. I'm tired of allowing the ugly to precede itself. And, you know, I might let it happen a little bit, but then I go in and I get rid of it. Oh, thanks, Lisa. May 5th, you guys. So my book, I know, anybody who bitches about a book, block them too. Anybody who bitches about my merch, my book, block the fuckers, okay? Anyway, so I'm so excited about my book. Comes out on my birthday, May 5th. Christy sent me a message yesterday that she sent the final book, the final review. She sent it to Amazon. So as long as we get the okay from it, then guess what? We are good to go. So they will, for as many orders as they get, they will, it's like made on demand. So yeah, blocked. I have a little bit of everything, Donna. So this book highlights many different things, right? It highlights what I talk about. I wanted my first book, hi Jihad, because you got to follow me on YouTube, honey, because the trolls are bitter. They're angry. They're trying to get rid of me. So, and I could probably name a couple on my hand, but we won't do that out loud. Anyhow, thank you for all the gifts, you guys. My journey is very interesting. So this first book, I wanted to kind of just give a quick overview of everything. Some of the things, like my grandparents, right? Some of the things I pulled the plunge, I pulled the plug. I decided to put that chapter in. That was one of the hardest things for me to do because there's a lot of history that people don't know about. That probably firms up a little bit of me to learn a little bit more about me and my background, my family, in little bits and pieces of the people who have been important in my life. Okay, so it's kind of a quick overview of Dan, my grandparents, my childhood, my dad, you know, some things you probably will learn. It also kind of poignantly asks questions for you to use your brain and think about your certain situations at the end of my chapters. Christy did such a beautiful job making it so me. That without the cuss words, of course, because we can't, anyhow, there's no curse words in it. So she took that out. Every time I said it, she removed those words. But yes, poignantly other than the curse words. So no, you're going to have to read it. You're going to have to buy it. You guys, there's so much money that goes into costs of making it, ebooks and all those things that... Christy saw that. Anyhow, she made it better. She made the things better for you all and your curse words and shit. But yeah, it's great. And then there's plans for futures. You know, there's plans for more shit along the road. So I'm really excited. So the book, it's until we see how this goes, you know, until maybe magically somebody publishing company will be like, oh my God, I see you have a great potential in doing motivation and you can be the next Mel Robbins with language. Yeah, sign me up, Buttercup. Let's do it. So no, it's very, we got to keep it low cost. I've got bills. My husband's not working as a lawyer anymore. So we can't invest shit ton of money in something that could flop, you know, maybe we only sell 100 books. So no, no. shit. So everything's about me. It's from my perspective, okay? Keep that in mind. It's my perspective. It's me. Like people who say, why is she always here? Block. This is my page. This isn't about you. The fuck it isn't. This is about me. It's about my journey. Does Grandpa know she was Danielle's mom? Yes and no, David. I mean, he called me Janice yesterday. Yeah. Did Dan have to retire to look after his dad? There was so much that went into that freaky cat. He hated his job. He fell out of love with law. He's been out of love with law for probably 5 years. And there's a lot of history behind that, you know? A lot of things that happened, a lot of bad things, and he just didn't work anymore, you know? He did the bare minimum. We lived off of retirement for those years. And, you know, what happens when you live off your retirement? You know, you're in a different place than you were before that happened. So we had not done that and he continued to work, we'd be in a whole fucking different place. But we're not there. So bits and pieces of that are true. I couldn't have done this by myself, and nor would I have wanted to do this by myself. I'm being honest. Okay, I'm being honest. I would not do this full time by myself. Even though I do it 90% of the time, I still have him that I could say, I'm out. Peace, love, and happiness. You fucking take care of him because I'm out. Well, I'm done. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have done it. So he did have to help a little bit more. And yeah, he didn't love what he did anymore. So he'll do cases a little bit on the side, but he's not much. So I got to rent my house out. I have tenants moving out after 4 years. Fuck my life. And I got to get the office. He waits, you know. He waits for me to be able to I can't even get flowers. How the hell am I supposed to clean out his office? Dan is lazy. Yeah, if you haven't known. Dan is lazy. So, he waits for me, you know? He says he doesn't expect it, but he really does secretly, because it's not going to get done unless I do it. So I'm broke. No, I'm not broke, but I'm a lot broker than I was 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Yes, 100%. Get the office ready. Hey, you know, the office is available. Lisa, I mean, you can make it a cute house. There's no shower, but we can add one in there. There's a kitchen, right? And plenty of rooms. The front room can be your den. There's a fireplace. So, like, there's lots of potential. You can make it your own. And it's 100 and something years old. It's really nice. We just have to paint it and spruce it up a little bit. But it's got floorboards on it, you know, laminate. And underneath it is real hardwood. But we don't have the money to do that unless you want to do it. Yeah. Anyhow. Does Ed know you're more than his family? He always says that. If you listen to the videos, he's always said, Danielle, he never talks about his kids. Hi, Bulldog. Well, people be taking me down on the TikTok because they don't like me. So I'm always on YouTube, honey. Could it be an Airbnb? It could be. Hi, Mama. It could be, but again, who does it all? I couldn't even. I can't even plant my flowers. I can't even. Anyway, I can't even buy flowers to plant. If you've noticed in the videos or on lives when we used to do it, he used to say, I remember Danielle when she was a little kid. He never says anything about his kids growing up. The only person he remembers is me. How weird is that? How weird is that? My name on YouTube is Danielle Salinger. Very simple. Yeah, Danielle Salinger. And so it's like it's weird. He doesn't even remember Josh. Do you know how it makes me feel? How it makes me feel for Josh? Because he remembers me out of everybody. He doesn't remember Dave. He doesn't remember none of the childhoods. He remembers me. Weird. Yeah. It depends on his father in the past. You know, here's, Pam, I want you to be a little open-minded about that, right? I believe, this is, again, my opinion about that. Pam said something about the picture that Dan paints of his dad seems like he was a wonderful dad. I don't think he ever makes it seem like he was a wonderful dad. I don't think he ever does, because Dan really didn't grow up with his dad. His dad wasn't around. Even when his dad was with us, he wasn't around. Dan, he wasn't. So I believe, and this is my take on the whole situation. Okay, I believe when we took Dan in, when we took Ed in, I believe this was a way for Dan to make amends, for Dan to get back some of the childhood he didn't have. This is just me as a child psychologist, right? I studied child development, so this is my theory behind it. I think he did this for a way to have closure, right, with his dad. And I believe that he wanted to do this for the little kid in him, right, to get some sort of relationship with his dad. Just my opinion. Because of the mental trauma he probably had, okay? Every kid has trauma. Nothing he's ever admitted, because I think it's so deep-rooted, my opinion, that he hasn't come up. And so this came up, and I think this was his way to make amends. Now, he knew the facts about his dad, right? He knew he wasn't the greatest person. He was controlling. He knew all those things. But I think he wants to remember his dad in a different light. Hence, the reason why we didn't talk about our relationship, okay? This is why we didn't talk about our relationship so openly at the beginning, because of the fact that he wanted to keep, right? We showed him for 2 years. We showed him, Dan wanted to show him with dignity, respect, love, being a strong man, doing those things that I think he wanted him to be as a child, right? But he wasn't in his eyes. So we kept our relationship out of it, the connection between us and our families, right? Because the truth needed to come out, right? At that point, like, he knows that picture he wanted everybody to see more for himself than you guys, right? Had to be now when people were, oh, guess what? Their stepbrother or stepsister, right? They had to force it. And so I took back that power. But we didn't want to talk about it because it paints a different light of it, right? It gives everybody a little bit more in-depth bird's eye view of really who he was. But he's not the same man today, right? He still was that man in early years, but Dan wanted to remember. But then we had to tell our story, and then the questions start being, asked. Well, I don't understand. Why did Danielle and him have turmoil? Why did this? And then you have to tell the story. And then Pam, there's a lot of people like you who say, well, then why? He wasn't that great of a man. That's what Dan wanted to avoid, right? That's what he wanted to avoid, because he wants this picture of a strong, great, strong man, who took care of his family, had faults like everybody, period. But, the life that I had with him was completely different. And Dan's mom even says the same thing, She married him because she loved him, right? He wasn't an ass until the marriage started getting, they got older and things started changing, and kids and stress, and then he changed, right? By the time we got him, he was bitter. He was more ornery, and it was a different situation. Similar, but more different. Got to be careful with the word choices, because people hold on to that shit, So he was just different. My childhood with Ed was completely different. It was longer than Dan had, and he was a different man by that point. He had been divorced. Ed would have stayed married his whole life, right? But people get tired of him because he was difficult. And so by the time I got him, he had that chip on his shoulder, the one that he started getting by the time Joanne said, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with your controlling ways. She was going to school, she started being self-sufficient, and then she said, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like any strong woman did after so many years together. He, right, was oblivious. He still is oblivious. Still didn't understand why, because he doesn't see his faults. Very stubborn man. So, anyhow, it's very difficult. and it's very complicated. You know, there's so many sides, and it's so anyway, that's just my opinion of it. So it does change because now I come in the picture. I have the latest Ed Salinger in my life that changed the snowballed Ed, you know, and life was very different for me than it was probably for all of his kids. So is Dan like Ed? They all have they have similarities. Ed's a poker, Dan's a poker. You know, Josh is a poker. You know, I mean, there's so many similarities, right? That, you know, I'm like, abort the mission. Josh, stop acting like your dad. So yes, Josh and I are half brothers, right? Ed's not my blood, but my mom was. And he's half brother to that Salingers, right? So he's a poker. Like this morning, Dan said, this is something Ed would say. And I just kind of looked at him. He said, oh, your daughter-in-law, stepdaughter got you the milk, Dad. That's stupid shit like that, you know? Stupid shit, like poking just to get a reaction out of me. That was Ed. So he has been a peach to take care of these days. Let me tell you, he's very kind. He's very empathetic. He knows when I'm upset. He can see it. He can feel it. He always asks, are you okay, at the times that I'm not okay. Not like he was before. So you guys need to appreciate the differences. Today, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today if he was the same man he was. You know, when he came here, he was the same man. You know, bossing me around, chest button me whenever I would say no. And this is when my house came into play. You know, because the minute he knew it was my house, even though I needed to show proof, I had my title out and I had all my bills out so I could show him, because every day it was an argument. Every day it was an argument. Oh, you're just a little girl. He called me stupid girl many times his first year here. Mind you, this was very difficult because my son was just diagnosed. Well, at the time, we didn't know what the fuck he was diagnosed with, but with a kidney disease, right? So during the time we're trying to acclimate to this disease that my son has, not knowing COVID, and then you have this asshole in my house being like he was before. Now, and let me tell you, that was very hard for me, but I did it. I said, I'll try it for you, Dan. I'll try it for you, but I'm not saying it's gonna work. But I'll do it for you because everybody put it on me. Well, if Danielle says so, right? Danielle says so. She's the ultimate factor because of, you know, his mom said, Dan, you can't make Danielle do something. She had trauma in her childhood because of that man. You know, this is unfair to do to your wife, right? And she stood up for me. She was the only one that stood up for me. And Dan's like, well, it's up to you. Mark's like, I can't do it. Dan's like, I can't do it. So it's up to Danielle. If she can't do it, he's going in a home. But you're going to have to take him there because nobody can do that, right? Nobody understands the pressure that I was under. So this is why I said, you know, fuck this shit. Fuck you for all making me a challenge. I'm up to the challenge. And let me tell you, that was the hardest motherfucking challenge I've ever done. That first year was difficult. I left my house in panic and anxiety, barefoot with nothing, crying half the time. I was sitting in the shower crying. It was the worst time of my life. Second year came, social media came in my life. I started changing and starting to let go. I started to work on myself and the things that it's important to me, not the shit and tone and I'm a bitch, whatever that most people say on here. That's not the important stuff. The important stuff is what I was struggling with internally for years. Second year, I started letting things go. Andrew, right? We knew it wasn't a death sentence. We could get through this, and things started becoming a little bit easier. Third year, things were much easier. And this fourth year, it's still hard. When I say easier, the mental PTSD stuff is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about letting the anger go, right? And that was one of the hardest things I had to ever do in my lifetime. Never had to do that before. And in the process of letting it go with Ed, I'd let go of my anger towards my dad. And that's when I talk about these things for, everybody's like, oh, what, she's a PhD or something. No, I've lived life, right? I explained to how I dealt with things and how I coped with things. And you know what? Now I'm glad I have this existence. I have this journey. I've learned to let go of things, right? Now, it doesn't mean I'm perfect, right? I still get triggered. Sometimes he gets triggered by me. It's in his head, right? And it's like a family member, right, going at it. When you're home with family, you don't change your dynamic of what you've had all your life. People are like, oh, she's such a bitch, blah, blah, blah. Well, people stop to think that I've had a relationship with this man for 46 years. 46 years. He remembers me when I was 5, right? And it was a hellish, up until I couldn't wait to leave at 19. Get me the fuck out of this house. It was toxic. It was brutal. But the arguments, the way Ed treated my mom and vice versa, and with her alcoholism to deal with it, it was not well. It wasn't good. She tried to leave several times. And then, I started having babies and they built a house up here and things started changing. And then she got sick and died. So there you have it. So yes, the people who are calling me a bitch, you have no idea. That wasn't bitchy. And anything I do, like people keep saying, oh, you've gotten so much better with pop. Why can't people understand that every situation calls for different tones, different reactions, different emotions, right? They're absconded from the fact thinking. Their brain doesn't think that like, oh, this is a different situation. There's no need, she doesn't need to say this is my house. My rules, my house. Every day, every moment of the day is different. And let me tell you, since this fall, other than when he thinks he has to go pee 50 fucking thousand times, it goes smoother because he's not as feisty. Because he's tired. He's 93 and he's trying to live whatever life he has left. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Yes. And who's drinking now? My mom was a binge alcoholic. She wasn't happy with her life. My mom didn't become a binge alcoholic with Ed. She was running from her life when she moved us to California. I remember at 3 seeing bottles of wine. As you get older, you realize what they were. But so my mom had a very traumatized life. And some of you who read the book will kind of grasp some of the issues when I talk about my side of the family. Rocky's FaceTiming me. So anyway, and you with the wine. And my mom, I'm not a binge alcoholic. I may drink daily, but it's not like I don't wait and then pass out. There's a difference between different types of alcoholism, right? My mom was really unhealthy. She smoked cigarettes, and that's when she died, right? It capitulated her death. So I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah, it was just horrible. So she, of course, when situations were bad, and Ed was not the nicest person. And I'm not here. I don't want to talk about it because it's not nice. And I wouldn't want to do that to Ed at this stage of life. The things he would say, the things he would do, it's not nice. And I've worked really hard to forget those things that I really don't want to bring them up on live television. And I won't. It's not anybody's business. It's mine, in my memories, and with him. He's a different man today. That's all y'all need to know. And the fact that I have been able to let it go and bare my heart and my soul and my pain and everything else that I've accumulated through these last 4 years. I have done it. If people take the time to, learn and listen, it's pretty much an amazing thing that I was able to do this. Something that was left on my shoulders and that I succeeded at. And am I perfect? Absolutely not. And I never claimed to be. But I was able to let go of a lot of trauma. Yeah. And forgive. I did write a book. It's coming out May 5th. Yeah, May 5th. I'm proud of myself. You know, I'm proud of myself. And really, mine and Dan's story is a beautiful story. I'm not ashamed of it. And, you know, people who say it's weird or, you know, all that, I don't have time for you in my life if you're going to say that, because it's no different than meeting him on the street and finding somewhere along the line, you know, a connection of, you know, people wedding, you know. It's not, people just want to make it a big thing, and it's really not. It's really not a thing. We are exposed to each other at a certain point in our lives. I always thought he was my soulmate. I remember meeting him at 5, and you're going to get this little bits in the, and anyway, you know, I always just knew I liked him, and I had an attraction to him. And as I got older, it became harder for him to resist this. Come on, people. And then we did it. We took a chance, and we're here. We're here 28 years later, married almost, and we are very proud of ourselves. Although he's a pain in the ass, but here we are. He's you know, he's not easy. He's not easy. A funny note, speaking of the not easy part. So Dan was highly irritated by the time we got to the doctor, right? That's okay, Kathy. So he got on, I don't know which app he was on. I'm assuming Facebook, because there's a lot of people. I don't know. So I don't know where he was at, but he was like, I'm going to start doing videos like you. I was like, what are you talking about? You know, it's quiet in there. We're just waiting for the doctor to call back. He's like, your friend's on here. I mean, what the hell? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I'm just going to start. Ugh. And I'm like laughing because I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh. Bike walks. Oh, you mean you don't like people calling you out? I'm sorry. I'm going to start doing videos like that and calling you out. I'm like, do it. I have no shame. Like, I stand by everything I do, whether it's a mistake or it's like not, whatever, do it. If it feels like you need to have it because you don't like the heat, bruh, I take the heat every fucking day, you know, more than you. So if this little heat's bothering you, bruh, don't do what I do. Don't get in that trick because you can't handle it. I do mostly everything, and people see that because it's, everybody says, where's Dan? Where's Dan? I mean, I do majority of the caregiving, you know? I can't understand, in the very beginning, you're so light now every single time you come on my FYP. I just can't, I can't always angry. What, how are you even saying that right now? Do you have us? We're not even angry right now. We're talking about life. Jesus. Anyway. The people see it. I'm like, damn, maybe there's some truth to what they see, right? Like, stop being defensive. Change it if you don't like it, you know? So I do it all. I mean, they see me mowing. Well, where's Dan? Well, he's not mowing. You know, they see me cooking. What's Dan doing? Oh, I can cook, you know? No. Stephanie, no. You're so passive aggressive right now. She said always angry. And she's like, I'm just telling you as an observation, it wasn't meant in a bad way, but that's how you're taking it. No, Amy, it was meant in a bad way. I mean, I never go on people's pages and say, oh, you seem angry, right? You don't do that. That's not etiquette. That's not good manners. That's trying to get a reaction out of somebody. You were poking. Now, if you're in complete denial of that, then you shouldn't be here, because I don't like closed-minded people. Hi, Froggy. How are you? Apparently, somebody was telling me they recorded the Steelers, recorded a live that Dan did, and posted it like they were live and didn't allow comments. That should be your first clue to fakes, right? If they're going to clear off the comments, they know we never clear off comments. Another thing is they have numbers in the side. You guys got to remember, pay attention. It's really not that difficult to see the truth from the fucking thieves, right? Hi, Paula. From what I can understand, you knew it. Yes. So, Paula, you can watch if you want to. You can go back and watch the replay. 6.5 years. Yeah, a lot of copycat pages. So please, some of them have more followers on Facebook than the real accounts. Dan and I are like probably the least followed accounts compared to those other fakes. You guys are following fakes. Thanks, Fanny. So pay attention, you guys. Pay attention. The clues of fakes are everywhere. The stream is still here. Congrats on discipline. Thanks, Valor. Thanks, Erica. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, dealing with dementia, right? And it's your dad. So whatever your history is with them, it's still going to stay the same. You know, you don't treat them like they're sick, right? I mean, when you argue with them or get pissed off at them, Dan's been driving me nuts lately because he sits and explains way too much. I'm like, God damn, Dan. I mean, you're giving him way too much information, right? Way too much information. He's like, well, I'm just trying to explain it to him, hoping that it makes sense. I'm like, but you're driving me nuts. Like, because 2 seconds later, well, what's going on? You're spending way too much time. Make it simple, make it quick, and flow with it. Like, you already gave me a headache. You've already said this 3 times, and he's still not understanding it. Does it make you feel better? Drives me fucking nuts, Wanda Ann. I'm telling you, he has been doing this like lately, and I'm like, driving me nuts. Well, he's my dad, and I don't treat. Are you ever looking to have sex again?
I don't know if that matters. I really do.
Yeah, and he doesn't. He goes on for minutes, and it's been driving me nuts. I'm like, oh, here goes Dan with the explanations to his dementia dad. Yep, drives me nuts.
Because sometimes he gets it in the moment, and he understands. That's why I do it. I have the patience to do it.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, that is a little bit. I like the pooch. You know, there's.
Get the fuck out.
It's a
Something
little
is wrong. I'm telling you, I've been bloated. I tried to find my string the other night, you know, because they say always check for your string. I can't find it. Does anybody tell me where the string is? I finally tried to find it yesterday, about a month in, and I can't find it. So, like, is it dislodged? And I've been very bloated, so I don't know if like something's wrong with my IUD. So make fun of my stomach again.
I didn't make fun of it. I said I like it.
I'm bloated, Dan, and it's uncomfortable. So anybody have any problems with IUDs before? Where is it?
Wow, you got a lot of people on here.
Where?
Both.
I hate feeling
Look
bloated.
at that.
I can't find.
Holy moly. You are coming up in the world, babe.
Oh, you can never find
Look
yours
at that. That's
Yeah.
that's 700 people on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
What's wrong with our system? What are you guys doing? Get out and walk. Let's go to the gym. What are you guys doing?
No, I'm not wearing makeup. I don't put makeup, nor did I brush my hair this morning. This is how I woke up. But you can get it dislodged. Yeah, I don't know where it is. So I can't find it. I was in the shower yesterday and I thought, I should probably try to find my string because I haven't been brave enough. There's something weird about sticking my own finger in my body. I'm not a self-pleasurable, I don't self-pleasure. I've never been one of those people. So yesterday, you should see me in the shower. Every day in the shower, I'm like, I should try to find it. I should try to find it.
I'll find it.
I should try to find it.
I'll be happy to find it.
And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I'm psyching myself up in the shower. I'm naked, the water's hot, it's great. I lube up my fingers, you know, I'm like, all right, I'm going in. Who's ready?
Now I got a purpose, baby. Now I got a purpose.
Who's ready?
I'm ready.
Which one are you? So I start with this one. Couldn't feel it. I was like, where the fuck? I'm like down, I'm twisting, I'm turning. I'm like,
let's make it our mission today.
all right, you failed.
How long it takes.
How about this one?
We're gonna find that
So
string today.
I did the middle finger because it's a little bit longer, and I have nails. Like I couldn't even diddle any. Like, and I'm sitting there trying to find it. I'm like,
I have no nails.
what? Shut the fuck up.
I'm saying, I can be your.
I couldn't find it. My cervix.
Accept no.
So I did, and then I said, fuck it. I guess I have no string. So, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't get it. I don't know if it's there. I don't know if it's there. And lost the string. It causes infections again. Yeah, I don't want. I'm Lynn. It's okay if I'm sterile. Lynn, I'm 51 almost. I'm 51. I'll be 51 in a week. I don't need. I don't need to have babies anymore. Nope. So, too much free time. You think, Kim? You think? God, he's always shit. Yeah, I was diddling myself because I was trying to find my string. So, get one of those scrappy things. So, I have a posterior tilt to my uterus. So, does that mean it's more to the backside? I don't know. Yeah, if I can find the time. Yeah, he does. Dan is that type. He's fucking annoying. I tell you that all the time. You guys don't want to believe me. He just blurts in when he's not asked. But if I did that to him, he would be pissed off. He'd give me that look. You know? Yeah, Dan will come in. Dan will he'll get the headlamp. But I'm very bloated today. Maybe I'm getting a period. I don't know. This new body thing, at least when I was on the pill, I knew what the hell was happening. You know? I knew. Now, I don't know what's happening, but my stomach is very bloated. You're premenopausal. Yeah, no, I am premenopausal. Did you carry babies full term? No, I never carried them full term. And I didn't even know I was posterior until I had this procedure done. And she was like, oh, you have a posterior uterus. I was like, oh, what? It's posterior. That would mean why I've been having back cramps now like crazy. She goes, probably. Did you have back labor? Yeah, I pretty much carried towards my back. I wasn't very big up front, so that would make sense. You too, Tom. So, no, I'm very bloated today. Like last night, I like literally ate chips and guac, and then I had some veggies, some beets, and chicken all mixed in. And it was so hard. I went to bed and I was like in so much pain. So I don't know. I took Gas X and I don't know. So about 27 days. Brady, let me know because I have no idea. So I don't know. Is the string more towards my bone hole? I don't know. So anybody can help me out though. So I did not get an ablation in my uterus because I wasn't a candidate for it. So they put an IUD in. Hi, Sansoni. They put an IUD in to try to keep everything settled and to hopefully it makes some women not bleed. So I'm hoping for that. But it still feels weird, you know? Hi, Pedros. So why do you have shirts on this garage ceiling? Because I had a plan a year ago and I stopped the plan and I need to finish the plan. So that's why. We have to be on a poop watch. I bleed constantly. So it's only been in for a month outward. They told me to give it 3 months. So I have to give it 2 more months. And if things don't improve and I still feel this way, I'm going to get a hysterectomy. I'm over this fucking bullshit. This is horrible. I am in pain and I'm bloated and I feel always like burning, like I'm on my period. And nothing is settled right now. I can tell you that. I would go in if you can't find it. But I've never found it. I've never found it before. Hi, Cisco. I've never found it. I never tried it before. So, I don't know. At 46, I know, Shelly. I have a problem. I think I'm almost thinking that it's going to end up that way. Yeah. So I have a Mirena because it has progesterone and I need a progesterone. I've already done all the endometrial cancer screening. So that before they did all this stuff, I've been through endometrial cancer screenings, they biopsied my endometriosis, they checked for endometriosis. That's why they did all this, because I'm fine in the cooter. Everything from my cervix up, there's no blood, we did this all. So before they did anything, we did all that testing. So no, I'm good. I just don't know how to find my string. You know, but that's okay. Brady, I swear to God, if this doesn't get better in 2 months, I have estrogen. So Lynn, I have a patch right here that I just replaced last night. There it is. And did not do, oh shit. See, that's, my doctors won't do it. Bye Kim, love ya. Can you feel your cervix? No, I don't even know what my cervix feels like. Oh, so Ingrid, I'm hoping that's the case. They tell me I have to wait 3 months. They won't do anything for it. Been the same equal. I've been bleeding. It's been 8 months. Ugh, 8 months. I won't do it. Yeah, IUD got infected. Ooh. Nobody knows. A little donut. No. Do I have to have big fingers? Like, how far is the cervix in? Oh, so it's at the tip of the. So it's at the tip of the cervix. Oh, MEB, don't ask. It's a problem. It's a problem. Um, no, this is we don't talk about this brand because you guys, it's not healthy. Is way back there. So my cervix then is in the far back. You guys, I need help because I don't know. Oh, you're lucky, Tara. I don't know how long the string is. They said they cut it so my husband wouldn't be able to feel it. Squat? Okay. I'll try it again in the shower. I'll try it. Dan, you're not trying to find my string. It's not a sexual thing. It's like a medical procedure that I need. Lay on my back with my legs up to find it. Brady, Dan's on here. MEV, this is a brand called Aviator Nation. Yeah, don't even talk. Dan's on here. Dan's getting his, I know, he's getting the cap ready. Lay on the back. Yeah, Brady, thank you for that one. Yeah. Lisa, I told you I needed you to find it for me. You can find the string on the toilet. No, Dan is not going to find it. Wanda, I started at 36. With the posterior, it's harder to find. Reach back towards the bum. You're right. Thank you, nurse. Oh my God, you guys, it's horrible. My hair is like falling out in droves because I changed hormones. So my hormones that I'm on are not as much as they were. So I think this is all just, I don't feel, like Dan doesn't understand, right? Like I don't feel sexual, right? I'm not feeling great. Like my stomach, and when I say I'm not feeling great, it's not like I want to like vomit. Actually, I do feel a little nauseous right now, but it's just my stomach doesn't feel right? My insides just feel like they're on fire. I'm bloated, and I just don't feel like I want, like if I just don't want to be touched. I don't want to be touched. Everything down there feels so gross. I got shit dripping out. I got pieces of uterus falling out. And still falling out from a month. Like I just don't feel good, It's I don't know. It's my ovary area, It's all this, house. I'm telling you, it's horrible. And they did that. Yeah. So I just feel gross. No, they said I had to give it 3 months. I have to give it 3 months. They said, do not call unless something's wrong. But like, these are the reasons why you call. But until then, you need to. She said the only other thing that I would think is that your estrogen's too low. So if you feel like you need a higher dose, which I really do think I need a higher dose, I got the Mirena because in perimenopausal women, they need the progesterone to keep your uterus. Yeah. So, well, Sue, I'm telling you, if it's not better in 2 more months, I'm going to give it 3 months. And if it's not better, I'm going to request. Now I can request a hysterectomy. Yeah. She said, then we can do a hysterectomy. May I ask? No, I wasn't a candidate for the ablation. Yeah. So I know it on hormones or anything. I let it happen naturally. You're lucky. Yeah. Yeah. So I was on, I would put 2 on. Well, that's a good idea because you got to remember, I went from my highest form. My birth control had the highest estrogen level than this HRT shit that you guys are talking to me about, right? Like HRT, I'm on it now and it sucks. So yes, that's what I have, the estradiol patch, and it's like 0.2, I don't know. I took a big hit with going down on all that stuff. I drink 1 Lexus because I can't drink coffee. So thank you for the concern about my 1 Red Bull a day. Honestly, 2 seem to have helped with the bleeding. Really? I know, but then I have to explain why I use 2. I haven't tried the pellets, no. Here's the thing, Dan, if I get a hysterectomy, I'm down for 6 weeks. So that means I can't do yard. I can't do Ed, I can't lift. I can't do any of that stuff. So guess what that means? That means you're for 6 weeks are gonna have to do all that stuff. Pardon me if it's not my heavy periods. I can't do the ablation. They won't do it on me. Wine will make your stomach burn. Wine doesn't make my stomach burn. Actually, wine takes away the feeling. God, don't you love when people tell you what would work and what doesn't? They do that because like that was a passive aggressive comment. Wine's gonna make your stomach burn. Don't you think I know what makes my stomach burn? I can't clean the kitchen. Yeah, I hate the passive aggressive shit. Like, no. Has he stopped talking about the keys a bit? Yes, it's less. Your nurse, 6 months? They told me 3, Evelyn. Okay, it's not my stomach. You guys, I'm not talking about my stomach. I'm talking about my uterus. There's a big difference between my stomach and my uterus. The alcohol does not hurt my stomach, nor does it hurt my uterus. That's not my problem. For fuck's sake, I'm talking about my uterus. Oh, yeah, 3 months. So good. So yeah. So glad I had it. Yeah. So I don't have endometriosis. I don't have endometriosis. I have, yeah, alcohol helps me. By the way, the only time I feel somewhat regulated is when I have wine. I literally can relax and everything simmers down. Yeah. Nope. Everything I was taken out. I do have fibroids, but they haven't penetrated the uterine lining. So that's what they did. They went in. I do have some fibroids, but they're outside. They haven't penetrated. So we're good. Or the gummies. Yes. My drugs. Yeah. People always say I've kind of blocked a lot of ninnies today. So yes. So I'm trying too much caffeine. Well, I don't drink too much caffeine. Again, 1 fucking Red Bull a day. Yes. And, this is 80 milligrams of caffeine. 80 milligrams. This is less than 1 fucking cup of coffee. So y'all who think you know me and know what I'm talking about, back the fuck up. Well, I could too, Amanda, but I'm going to tell you it is the gum. I can't because I don't do anything on gummies. So it doesn't matter if it's up or down or anything else. 1 is too much. Okay, so is your mouth. Right? I'm just saying. That's not even worth it. Might as well have tea. Oh my God, I can't. After this live, I might have to take a gummy. Hi, Sherry. Now, if you want to know the difference, coffee kills my stomach, burns the stomach, like all y'all say my wine does. My wine is perfect. Leave my wine a fucking alone. How many miles did you run today? I ran 2, and then I walked 3. Yeah. Did you and your trip? Yes, I just did mine. Texas, honey, I did. Did your hair video disappear? No. My wine is fine. Whiskey's quicker. And if anybody knows where that line come from. Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. Anyway. Anybody? Does anybody know who sang that? Anybody? Anybody? I'm waiting. Gin is the cure? I love gin. Yes, I love gin. Yep. That's right. Aussie. Yeah, mine's like 0.2 something. 0.25 maybe. Yeah, Janet, that was called, I think that Suicide Solution is the song. That was one of my favorite songs. This only has 80 milligrams of caffeine. And, you know, it's got some, like B12 and shit in it. Whatever. I drink it because I need a little caffeine in the morning. And ever since I could not drink I remember when I was running to the toilet every day. Hi, Rebecca. I can see that one. I need new gum gums today too. Um, Ever since I was running to the toilet, remember when I did that? It was because of the coffee. I can't do it. He hasn't reached out to them, nor has he helped with money. Happy Bird, that's difficult for your kids. Hi, Edward. How are you? Your breast hurts. My breasts have always hurt since this stuff. Nobody tells young kids. No, my mom didn't even tell me. You have a lot of digestive along with bloating. Not anymore. Not anymore. I have fixed all my digestive issues for the most part. Doing things differently, what I was doing. Remember how many times I would run to the bathroom? I don't eat in the morning time. I allow my body, I drink my lemon water, I take my vitamins, I allow my body to kind of wake up and get moving and grooving, and then I eat later. It's really helped me with my digestive issues. No one ever, no. And so my mom died during this peak of her life, right? So, hi Susan, how are you, girl? My mom died at 53. So I remember, and Debbie, I think I think if this doesn't work, it's definitely hysterectomy time. Yeah. Oh, Diet Coke has 42 milligrams. It does. Shit. And Red Bull. Yeah, it's crazy. So my mom died at 53. So I remember her at 50, my age right now, going through like bleeding, but she had beginning stages in endometriosis. So then they put her on, that's why I did all the testing, because my mom had it. And then they put her on birth control because she was just like bleeding through. And then she ended up getting cancer. And so, well, there you went. So I didn't really have much of perimenopause issues, but I remember my mom's stomach changing. I remember different things. But like she died before, I don't have her to talk about to anymore. So it's really sad. I drink a 12 pack of Pepsi a day. Yeah, but Sadie, you're like 2 pounds. I bring up so much, so why do you think that is? Sorry about your mom. I don't know, Debbie. I can't answer that question. I don't know why he doesn't bring things up. He used to remember my mom a lot. So right before he got, when I first brought him in here into my house, he brought up my mom a lot. And then as time just went, it faded. Maybe because it's me, Hannah's asking me if I can come to San Diego for my birthday. That's like next weekend. No, Hannah, I can't. And the door frames. Good luck, Cat Hotel. If you know, my cats are assholes. So, yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes it's funny because when Hannah's here, he calls Hannah Danielle and me Janice. Last night he said, thank you, Janice. So it's there. It's still there. Just his brain's dying. I mean, I don't know. Bye, Storms. So it's just one of the weird things. Is that Arnold? Because it says something else, but you're the only person who's ever said that. And if it is Arnold, hi, I can see you. Were they married? Yes, they were married until she died. He actually gave her last bit of morphine. Hi, Arnold. Do I show any pictures of my mom in my book? No. I've showed pictures of my mom on my member posts. Yeah, like Patreon or my members on YouTube. I just don't want to put her out there. My family's very precious to me, especially my mom. And people are horrific, and I don't enjoy to share it to the world. Yeah. Wish somebody would give their opinion on hysterectomy. A lot of women who have the hysterectomy, they love it. Yeah, period. They love it. So I do it for the people who mostly, and I have had trolls pay just to use and get my stuff. But for the most part, when I show pictures of my mom, I put them in the private platforms. Yeah. Makunis or Umai? I don't know, Dan. Probably Umai, so I can drink. It's closer. Of course I do remember. I try to remember, especially if you are, you say your things. I just, of course I remember. I try to do that. My community, I try to remember. I would. I mean, I would try to keep whatever I can. I just want this feeling to go away. I'm struggling. And I tell I tell my kids this all the time. I say, I need you to understand this sucks. So one of you is going to be blessed with it and one of you may not, or both of you are going to be blessed with this. But I'm in pain. I'm miserable. I had like a hot flash in the I had a hot flash in eating lunch with Jennifer yesterday. We were drinking soup. And so a lot of times when I drink something really hot or have spicy foods, it puts me in an automatic hot flash. And now that my estrogen levels went down, I'm sweating like a fucking fiend. And so I was like, oh, I'm dying. Jennifer's like, Mom, stop eating the soup. And I was like, I gotta get out. And mine lasts forever. Like, they don't go away. I was like, are you hot? She's like, no. And I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Fuck. I went in the bathroom and I put on, oh my God, I can't. It's so horrible. I know, I need a fan. That's what I said. I said, my friend carries around a fan. Now I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that because mine's not quick, Amanda. It lasts for 5 fucking minutes. She's like, it's not done yet. I'm like, no. Ah. And you know what sweats? Like, I feel like I'm hot, but I don't know. So it's my pits, like, automatically get so hot and my vagina is like, all of a sudden it's like pouring with sweat. I mean, it looks like my mom did the same thing. I remember it. It like pours like out, like the sweat, like glands open up and they're just exposed and I can wring out my underwear. It's so horrible. Ugh, it's horrible. I have a bidet and so I literally rinse myself up all the time. It's horrible. It makes you kind of sick. Yeah, because you're like, oh my God, am I having an allergic reaction? You're like, oh no, it's just hormones. I know. And I see you, Rebecca. Yeah, my vagina sweats more than anything else now on this planet. And I remember when my mom was younger, she did the same thing. And I was always embarrassed because I was like, Mom, like when Jennifer was a baby, I was like, did you pee yourself? She's like, no, it's sweat. I was like, Lord have mercy. Looks like you just pissed yourself. My ears too. My ears get really hot. They do, Amanda. Mine do too. Oh God. And and it's so funny because when we get in bed, Dan will cut when he's cold because he's like, you are always, hi Pugster. Dan, I didn't get hot flashes till late 40s, but I started perimenopause at 36. Dan will come near me. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm hot. He goes, I know. I know. He's like, I'm cold. So he knows. I have estrogen. It's not helping me. I used to put the Q-tips in the cold water and then put them in my ears. Feisty girl, I'm already that way. Like, I mean, I feel like I can come out of my skin. Like, I feel like there's somebody lurking inside my body that is waiting to get out, you know? She wants to come out and lunge on Dan. And not in a good way, you know? Like, motherfucker, you better watch your fucking mouth, you know? I have a ceiling fan on. I have a fan by my face. I don't know, Crafted. And that's the thing is that they say when you're in menopause, like, you don't even recognize yourself sometimes. And there's moments that I'm like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, Danielle, is that you? Yes. Okay, I think it's you. What the fuck, girl? What the fuck, girl? My patience is really, but you got to remember that I just dropped, right? I went from high hormone level to like probably a quarter. That's cold. I need it. And then like right now I'm freezing. Like I can't, and then I walk inside and I'll putz around and then I do this shit, you know, cause I'm spritzing. I need a vagina fan and I need a face fan. So anybody know? So what are you going to do? Yeah. Everybody's telling me hormone replacements. I'm like, girl, I'm on hormones. I got this little fucking patch right here I just put on last night. How this little patch produces 0.25 milligrams of estrogen a day, I don't know. I get itchy ears too. Everything. Oh, God. I have neck fans. I think I might put a call in and just say, okay, I've been on this for a month, and I really don't feel like it's help. Like I think it's too much. We cut back too much. So um, progesterone's in my vagina. So I have the progesterone only IUD. Oh my god, I just like my skin. Sometimes my skin crawls. Um, oh, I have awful stories that I am ashamed. I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm not ashamed when I'm in hot flash. Everything tingles. Like you start and it starts from your head and then just spritzes all the way down, and it's like a zap almost. Do I still get periods? Well, I did on the birth control pill, but now I have an IUD. I don't know. I fucking spot every day, so I don't even know. Why not? I don't know. I'm gonna ask. I don't know if my doctor's office does HRT. I don't know. HRT is really low, right? So HRT is really, really low. So when I said, well, can you put me on an HRT? She's like, bitch, you're on the highest form of estrogen. What the hell do you think you're going to be if it's horrible. And you know what I've been happening a lot? Dizzy. I've been dizzy a lot too. That's also normal. The other progesterone kind took away my hot flashes. Yeah, they're low. So, my skin has crept. Yeah, mine's doing having to do too. My periods were regular, not so much any. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to Emily. I just said if this doesn't fix itself in 2 more months, I'm like dying. I'm gonna get a hysterectomy because I don't want to live the rest of my life this way or wait until menopause decides. Yeah. Dry skin, low energy. I feel, Rebecca, like every day I wake up and I'm already in a bad mood. I wake up and I'm just like, I just have that dread, that sense of dread. I wake up every day and there's never like, yes, I'm excited. It's always like, fuck. And that's the hormones. Yes, the ears. So something is wrong with me every day. I wake up exhausted, even when I know I've had a good night's sleep. I've been dizzy a lot. Yeah. It will not fix it, but it could take away this pain in here. I feel like I'm constantly burning. I haven't eaten anything today. I haven't even finished this Red Bull. It's still half done. I had lemon water this morning and vitamins, but just to have that, I woke up still feeling. And I wake up and I'm like, I just don't want to do it. Everything seems like it just takes so much more work, to get outside, to do my videos, to do my yard work. Once I'm doing it, it's fine. But the amount of push that I have to do myself is fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible. And that's not me, right? That's not me. H. pylori. What's H. pylori? No more energy. I mean, hi Dan. So I wake up the same way. I wake up and like, fuck, I don't want to do this day. It is depression, right? It's a form of depression, but that's what our hormones do. It's depression. It's like, but you can't get out of it. You can't get out of it because your hormones are like, no, bitch, you're dying. Parts of you, yeah. So anyway, that's a virus of it. Oh yeah, I don't think because of how we feel. It is depressing. And then hair loss, yeah. And then you have the pain of whatever you have. Like I have fibromyalgia. So, I wake up and I hurt every day. And that's exhausting in and of itself. It's amazing that women survive this shit but I'm going to tell you that statistically women from 45 through 50 have a higher rate of suicide during this point. So not everybody survives it because that's what I get. Heart palpitations. Yep. Heart palpitations. Weirdly, my heart palpitations have like kind of gone down a little bit, which I'm wondering if that had to do with the high estrogen, and live exhausted, but grateful. Yeah. And so I just have Emily, it's just,
Yeah, me too. Over. So, but it's gotten worse, right? I'm in the throes of it right now. So a lot of it is completely hormonal, right? And depression is also an imbalance, right? So, or, it can be. I'm also very OCD. My OCD has gotten worse. My OCD has gotten worse. Put me on Prempro high dose and antidepressants. I'm on antidepressants. Well, I'm on Lexapro. I do have fibroids, but not internally. They didn't. I had that procedure done, and they weren't in my uterine lining. They're on the outside. My eyebrows are tattooed because perimenopause took them away from me. How's your blood pressure? My blood pressure is fine. It's higher than it used to be, but it's still in the good range. Life isn't the same. Life isn't the same. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's not good. Like, and I have to fight through that feeling every day, when I wake up. It's like I don't want to get out of bed. That's hard, That's hard. Um, yeah, shit. Can you pull back and rest more on the days you are struggling? No, Joanna, because that's just not me. I push myself and 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 I push myself because that's how I get through the day. And if I didn't, nothing would get done. I'm the only one doing everything. And I can't rest until my shit's done. So it's exhausting. That's exhausting. Yeah, it's exhausting to fight through those feelings atop of everything else. I feel, crying. I haven't cried as much recently. It's almost weird. Like I can't cry. And I want to. So that's like the other side of what I'm doing. I got a nap. I do feel the need to nap a lot. But I don't pretty much. I don't pretty much. Hold on. I gotta block this guy. Idiot. And sometimes I want to nap, right? And then I go lay down and I can't nap. No, I was a big crier. That's not it. I've been on Lexapro, which is an anti-anxiety pill. It's not really depression pills. It's anti-anxiety because I have a lot of anxiety. So anyway, I knew you understand the loss of a mom too. And the loss of a mom, because you just lost your mom. So that doesn't help you. And that's probably why initially you're in that big funk and then everything on top of that. So anyway, you guys, yeah, I'm on an SSRI. So this helps, right? This helps. Tony's not a crier, but she sheds more tears for everybody. As hard, but also rewarding. Thank you, LeMay. 30 years. Yeah, the only thing I'm telling you that makes me feel, the only thing that makes me feel somewhat better at night, I'm telling you, is my wine and my gummy. It's like the only thing when I could cry over that because now I can cry over that because it's like when I take that first sip of wine and I have that gummy, because it kicks in like within an hour. And then I have that first sip of wine. It's the only thing that it's like, I just fall. My body feels better. It relaxes and maybe everything is just the stress, right? And so it's the combination. And that's the only time I really feel somewhat better throughout the day. Isn't that horrible? So I enjoy unwinding with my wine too, but tell me why I feel like death after 2 glasses. I don't know. I mean, wine also has its problems. Like I was having issues with wine, like a year ago. Like I was really reacting really bad to it. And then I would have heart palpitations and do all that stuff. But, it's great. Like I don't have the heart palpitations, even if I overdrink the wine, meaning like I have the bottle. It never failed. So I maybe have gone through the hump of that different phase of perimenopause. Yes, of course, that's what I like to do. I like to normalize everything that we women go through, even with our fucking flawed relationships, flawed, friendships and everything else. I do take vitamins. I sure do. You get hungover easily, then yeah, that's not for you. And yeah, alcohol does. don't drink entire bottles of wine on Lexapro. Too late. I've been on Lexapro for 2 years, and I've drank countless bottles of wine in those 2 years on Lexapro, and I've been fine. I have heart palpitations from time to time. Yes, and just no, it's worse sometimes with alcohol too. No, everything's working, Chris. Everything's working. I'd never said my Lexapro wasn't working, did I? No. Do you still go to the casinos on Thursday night? No. I turn purple, so you're allergic to it. Doesn't alcohol cause depression? I mean, I think alcohol in grand, copious amounts could cause. You guys, I don't drink copious amounts of alcohol. I mean, here's the thing. I may have a bottle, in a night, or while I'm cooking dinner, it's spread out over a 4 or 5 hour period. I don't drink copious amounts of alcohol. I don't continue to drink. If the bottle's gone, it's gone. And that's for people who are downright alcoholics that drink from sunrise to sundown, probably, right? Hello, Ngana. Probably. And no, I'm going to get back on my casino thing. Because I think it is an outlet for me. I just haven't felt like it. I was just in Vegas. So I haven't really felt like it, but I'm starting to feel like I need to get away. I'm going to go on my birthday. Alcohol is okay in moderation, yes. And some people would say, oh my God, a bottle of wine, but it's really 3 drinks, right? It's really 3 drinks. Dan has 2 beers a night. And I might have a bottle. I didn't have a bottle last night. 2 nights ago, I had a bottle, I think, but I sometimes start pouring at like 3 or 3:30 when I'm starting to get ready for dinner, or it's 2 full glasses. Exactly, Emily. So I argue the 3 drink bottle of wine all the time. It's technically 4, they say, but I only get 3 out of it. Sometimes I only get 2.5 out of it. So that must have been a smaller bottle. Oh, I know, Emily, and I'm sorry. I need that. They say. I love it. They say, is Dan going to take his vacation? No, it was supposed to be today. No. Those bottles do have different sizes, those little tricky things. I drank a bottle of champagne the other day, and that was like 2.5 glasses. I was like, I think champagne bottles are smaller. You only get 2.5. I know. And people are like, oh my God, she drinks a bottle of wine. Like, hey, my friend, Ross my BFFFFF. And that's sarcastically, because he gives me shit all the time, but he always at least says hi. So casino's my therapy too. And a bottle of wine is really not that much. I'm not drinking 4 or 5 or 6 glasses. I'm drinking 2.5 to 3 glasses. What's the, I buy it in the box, and then you don't know what you're drinking. It could be 2. Who only gets one glass of wine? Come on. Who only gets 1 glass? Oh, shit. Don't know how many nights a week. Yeah, Susan, I drink every night, and I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. If you find what works for you and it's within a, considerable, like, I still get up, right? I still go to, I still clean. It doesn't take me away from anything. It's my self-therapy. And life is short. Yeah, my mom died, early. So I don't care. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. If I become a fallout drunk, and if I was drinking 2, 3, 4 bottles of wine a day, then that's a problem. But if I'm some days drinking a bottle and I open it on a weekend at 2:30, and do my day, then I do my day. A mega pint. Yeah, a mega pint. Wine is good. It's got antioxidants. Everybody asks why my skin looks good. It's all the wine I drank. Yeah, I'm not afraid of it anymore. So people can have fun with me and they can be mean and use my alcoholism as a threat or as a slander, whatever you want to do. But let me tell you, when you're at this point in your life and you are dealing with shit that's hard, if that's something that can help you unwind at night and do your thing, do whatever it is. If it's eating a chocolate cake, if it's eating a pint of ice cream, if it's drinking wine or having 2 scotches on the rocks, or a margarita, do you, do you, do you, do whatever it takes. You're not going to get any judgment from me because I get it. You know, I need it. I speak it. I don't care. And the only reason why people know about it is because I talk openly about it. So I give everybody their, you know, their words to throw back at me. My little kids, Kelly, I'm going to tell you about that. This last month has been really hard for me because, you know, with the fall, I haven't been able to go to their games. Then they were away on a week. I'm going tomorrow. Today, Wesley's in Chico, which is 2.5 hours for me. I can't be gone that long. I mean, that's a whole day. So, just supposing the wine was the cause of the flushes. No, because every time I have the flushes and every time my stomach's burning, I'm not drinking wine. Why does everybody want to say that? It's like everybody's looking for an excuse to blame my drinking on my issues. I'm in denial then. Whatever. I'm in denial. You know better than me, Jess. Here's Jess telling me that I'm in denial because she knows my body better than I do, right? So you're going in Mexican food. Enjoy. Yeah, enjoy. Everybody's a doctor, especially of me, Amanda. Everybody knows. Let the wine go, people. I know. It's like, you know, fuck, they just latch on. They hear wine and they hear it every day and they're like, oh, that's your symptom. No, okay. Okay, Jess. Keep it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I had my hot flash yesterday, it was at lunchtime at 12. I had no alcohol, right? I was drinking soup with my daughter. Pho, to be exact. Is it raining? Yes, it's still raining. In F and joke, you're 2-3 glasses of wine. Sean, when you troll, you've got to make sense. You got to make sense. It's a bottle. It's a bottle. It's fine, Sean. I would rather drink a bottle of wine every day than have a shitty attitude like you. I'm just saying. Once a month, I have to glass of cider. I rarely drink wine. Well, yeah, that's you though, Jess. That's you. That's you. That's not me. That's you, right? I mean, shit. Fuck. When I was in Italy, they drink wine with everything. Yeah. Italy. They wake up and they have a glass of wine. Isn't that like part of their body? Everybody's body's different. Thank you, Ashley. Like, because everybody happens, well, I burn my stomach. Therefore, you must be the same way. No. Mm-mm. Stomach burns for days after alcohol. Oh, Jesus. Bye, Jess. Fuck. Bye, Jess. You just burn your way out of here because you're fucking bugging me. Shit. Damn. Oh, shit. I mean, for the love of God, it's like, you know, people, why? Why? This is my life, right? I choose to do what I want to do. I'm not asking for any help or your opinions on what you think is happening. I know the difference between uterus fucking shit, ovary shit, endometrial fatigue. It's giving me a craving too, Helene. Shit, I might open up a bottle early. Shit. Tuscan wines are excellent. Excellent. I hate sweet wine. If you like sweet, the Gewürztraminers are very sweet. Chardonnay is, well, it took me a while to go from sweet to then chard, and now I'm not a chard lover. I like more dry. There's only 3 glasses. Technically, there's only 3 glasses, sometimes 2.5. What else? What else is what kind of wine? I love the Sauv Blanc. I love the Sauv Blanc. It's a little bit drier. Most people when they start off drinking wine, they start really sugary, and then they go and they get drier as they go along. So I never heard symptoms talk about. Oh my gosh, Lynn. Moscato is very, very, thank you. Very, very, very sweet. I can't do that shit. It's like diabetes in a bottle. In ports, I can't do ports. So like red wine I drink. I used to drink Merlot, which is a little bit more sweeter. I graduated and now I'm more like a Zin or Syrah. I love Petite Syrah. So Hey, everything's so taboo, Lynn. Everybody wants like cabs. Everybody, yeah. I started with Merlot too. It was nice. Sauvignon is my wife's favorite bottle a night. It's no big deal. It's only a few glasses. Thank you, Big Poppy.
Hey,
Right.
Can I get some help?
Dan needs help.
Real quick.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Maybe he said real quick. Hold on. Hi, Elaine. Hold on. What is going on? What? Okay, guys. And we got thunder, we've got rain, we've got all the things combined. We do. Yeah, you got to do your milligrams that you're used to, Yes, Lynn, I am. Okay, guys, I have to go help Dan and Grandpa because Dan can't do anything by himself. I could do everything by myself, but Dan needs a little help-see, you know what I mean? So we will, Verge, when Grandpa gets up and going and is better, everything will happen. Yes, there's bathroom stuff that I got to help with because it's Dan. So I got to help with stuff. So anyway, you guys have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Love ya. Bye.